Hi, it's Mihai. Today is September 11th, 2016. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just something I wear around the house. I have convinced my dear dog, Emma, my housemate, that I am the Empress. Or is it the Emperor? Oh my God, there will be rumors. What can I do to stop that? Bastard. I'm not a real conspiracy buff. 9/11 has memories for me that probably are lacking in many of you. I remember things like during the Kennedy assassination, when a bullet shot at the president's car, made a 180-degree turn and came back and shot people in the car a second time. I always thought that to be strange. And I remember succinctly the 9/11. I remember shortly after that there were videos showing that even with my rather helter-skelter, I don't know if I dare say that, no connections between I and that Manson dude, okay? But nonetheless, right after that, they showed something that the BCC, British Broadcasting Corporation, had aired one time. Somebody recorded it. We all know about Towers 1 and 2 falling down. And we all know how suspicious that had to be. Now, I've done many things, but I've never been a building contractor, constructor dude. I've never had anything to do with that. But many, many, many experts on building construction have made it clear that buildings do not fall in that fashion. We have been demolishing buildings, particularly in Las Vegas, going back, I think, to the time of Lewis and Clark. And never, ever has a building fallen like that, let alone two of them the same day. But as Paul Harvey would say, now the rest of the story. Little even remember that there was a third building sometime after 1 and 2 fell, and it was a block or so away. It wasn't close. BBC did a report, and this is what sticks in my mind on September 11th. And the reporter was talking about how the third building had fallen. Lo and behold, in the background behind the reporter, there was the third building, standing, all in one piece. And then I don't know how secretly this happened, but that building, a few moments later, after the BBC had done the report, the building fell. And amazingly, what are the odds? When it fell, click, 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 click. In that strange falling of a building that never had occurred before these three, with all the buildings that had been destroyed, and never since has a building fallen in that fashion. There's only one reason that I can think of that you want a building to fall in that controlled method. And that reason was you were avoiding collateral damage. Because had the building fallen, it would have wiped out a bunch of other buildings. So, this is not to say I'm a conspiracy nut, but it is to show that I don't buy what we're being told. Building 3 is highly significant. Now, in the news this morning, we hear about Hillary Clinton falling down, getting into her limousine. Well, I'll tell you something. As a senior citizen, I have fallen down several times. I don't see how that would possibly interfere with my being elected president of the United States of America, simply because there are other reasons that I have not been nominated for president of the United States, and I know who you are. Control yourself, Chair. I can understand somebody on the schedule that Hillary Clinton is on, besides her age, might lead to her stumbling occasionally. I learned myself that tying 100 and some pounds of pit bull onto your walker on a cement front porch to the house when my dog, my roommate, who loves me dearly, saw a blonde golden retriever across the street. Emma said, "I don't care, even though I'm tied to the walker. I'm going for that dog, because we have plans." So Emma took off, and I took off after her. Flew about 13 feet in the air, just like Superman, crashing onto the cement. And I had to scream to my friends, "Help, I've fallen, and I can't get up." I really couldn't get up because I had a broken collarbone and 3 broken ribs. It took emergency 911. Boy, those 2 guys were dashing, weren't they? Anyway, they arrived. They did whatever they did. They threw me in the ambulance, and they rushed me to the hospital. Cost well over $3,000. I only live a block from the hospital. Anyway, we won't go there. Older people tend to fall down. I venture to say there's not a 70-year-old in the audience that has never, ever, never fallen. As if speaking, giving one speech after another, being in the limelight, I can only refer back to my past, because that's the only history I can prove for sure, because it involves me, and I saw it with these eyes. I used to speak during the Vietnam War for the American Friends Service Committee, and I spoke in a number of venues, a number of places with big audiences, small audiences. And I can remember one day I had to do 3 speeches and a radio talk show. And I tell you, even without my daily 32-ounce glass of wine, I was tired, and it was easy to stumble, and I was in my 20s. So this is just so much mumbly-poo. Sure, Hillary Clinton might stumble occasionally. Old people just do that. Trump is old, too, and he stumbles, but not with his feet, with his words. It's very hard. I see on the news today that we have to stand when the Pledge of Allegiance is said. We have to stand when the Star-Spangled Banner is said. In a free country, we shouldn't have to stand for words, particularly when we have a difficult time understanding those words. With freedom for all. Let's look at that one. Really, unless you have no brain in your head, you might not find that there's freedom for all. Maybe you appreciate the Constitution, which gives you a right to not have to stand, particularly when the words are meaningless. It's called hypocrisy, and it's your right to be a hypocrite if you want. Well, these are thoughts, disjointed as they are, but I'm too lazy to redo it. The point is, tain't going to vote for Trump because I don't believe in my heart that he has any good to offer this country. And I think Hillary Clinton, standing, falling, tripping, like President Ford, which we seem to have forgot, is quite capable of staying calm when great crisis hits. Oh, there's much more I would have said, but I'm running out of time. If you will excuse me. Oh, have a good day.